Hello and welcome to the Fool's Paradise Podcast. I'm Nick, aka Batman. Who are you people?
I'm Mason.
And I have one question for you.
If you smell
Nick, we're gonna get copyrighted.
The bots won't detect anything.
Nick!
Anyways, it's been a long... Who cares? It's been a
Nick.
The rock suddenly appears from the floor.
I don't know how to...
Summoning a voodoo witchcraft spell.
I don't know who the credit goes to for that, so I can't...
I don't know either. Look, man... The thing is, that bots won't detect it, most likely.
Until,
Not
like, we
15
get...
seconds, pretty short.
But if we get big, then they'll go back.
If we get big, we get sued, and then all of our lives are put into misery, but who cares? It was worth it. Anyways, it's been a long time no see, am I right? Am I right?
Not really, it's been 3 days.
It's been about 2 weeks. It's been about 2 weeks of absence.
Oh, yeah. Yesterday, I would have got on yesterday, but I just didn't feel like getting on yesterday.
I would have gotten on yesterday, but I had to put down my dog. I'm just
Suki?
kidding.
But it's...
I would have gotten on yesterday, but I was too busy, you know, burying the bodies, guys. I mean, planting some delicious cabbage plants. Like cabbages. Leonardo DiCaprio.
Hi, I see what you did there.
You can't see words! Whenever some people, am I right? Some people are just playing crazy. It's not right, it's disrespectful, I don't like it. You're tearing me apart, Lisa!
Who is...
Can you,
Gilbert, this is a podcast.
you smell what the rock is cooking.
Can you smell it though? Can you smell it cooking? Smells like meatloaf. Although not the good kind, the runny kind. I don't know how it's possible to make runny meatloaf, but The Rock does. I mean, it's not pleasurable. Well, hey, he is The Rock for a reason. He's the leader of all pebbles, as he is The Rock. However, I would like to see The Rock go up against the boulder, perhaps. I believe that would be a worthy match. Match for the ages, if you will. But, yeah.
Let's get to the news, I guess.
A match for all ages. We'll give you all ages.
Nicholas, let's get to the news before we get on too bad of a tangent.
I like tangents because it reminds me of tangerines. Tangerines are pretty good.
I don't like tangerines.
Then the second favorite fruit, aside from the fruit stolen from babies, I was like, smack at their face.
What if you steal a tangerine from a baby?
Well, then it's Jesus. So all two of our audience members probably want to know, what have we been up to? I became an ordained minister. No joke.
I didn't do anything with my life. I'm still as worthless as normal.
That's true. He is Major Black Baby Jesus. He'll be treated with respect and dignity and praise. He is the newest religious deity of choice. If you would like to follow his religion, contact him via email. That's right, this religious deity has an email.
And donate to his GoFundMe.
The email being furry lover weeaboo 99169 at hotmail.com. It's true.
Email that number. Email that
Sometimes
email.
the truth hurts, Gilbert. Just like
Email that
whenever
email
I
just
found
to
out
see-
I was meant to be an abortion.
What you get? Just.
We should look it up. Although not really. We don't wanna explore those realms. Well, Mason might want to, but that's a Mason thing. That is a Mason thing.
Yeah, it's a me thing and all.
He's so unique. He's not like anybody else. One could even call him a hipster.
You don't even know. I mean,
Thesaurus.
thesaurus. Yeah, you don't even know how bad I need a thesaurus right now.
Thesaurus. Platypus.
Oh.
On my
Gilbert,
way
this
to
is a
get some
podcast.
Gucci flip-flops. No, you're not on the way to get the Gucci flip-flops? That's a crime, Shane. Anyway, since we didn't get to do the news last week, obviously, I'm just gonna recycle last week's news for this week's, so that I'll still have news to do for Sunday's podcast, which I believe is still going as planned, as long
Yeah.
as conflicts don't arise.
Hopefully.
Correct? Can we assume
Hopefully.
that?
Yeah.
Hopefully my polio doesn't flare up again and I won't have to go back on the iron lung. I see nothing comical in that situation, Mason, and I am quite frankly offended and shocked by your betrayal.
I'm experiencing. I'm thinking about the way I'm just experiencing the pain you go through and then laughing at it.
Oh. Nobody understands my pain. Did somebody say pain? I could have sworn I heard something about emos earlier. Being unique. I think I know a lot about that. And if I don't, my name isn't Ronaldo.
Get out of here, Ronaldo. Nobody likes you.
Bro, that's really hurtful.
Good.
You know I have suicidal tendencies. No self-esteem. You know I once tried to hook up a knife to one of those exercise bikes to stab me in the throat while I exercised.
What?
You know I once tried to put a knife in a cow's mouth and persuade it to bob its head back and forth by leaning a head of lettuce in front of its face, right? You know, I have a belt called Old Faithful, in which I am hang in my closet and have personally fitted to the size of my neck, right?
Oh.
Why would you ever want to make jokes about that?
Because it's funny.
I once tried to drink enough bleach to clean a whole tribe of African children.
Oh.
That too. I saw visions. Okay. That too. Do you understand how much OxyClean I've wasted? Understand how much Lysol I've sprayed in attempts to end the blackness? My heart bleeds black blood.
Good.
I'm so edgy. That's
Hey,
the
Nick.
water's fine.
Nick. Ronaldo. Your heart bleeds
Ronaldo's
black
the
blood.
name.
Ronaldo. Hold on.
I got books to read and children to feed. Not really.
on.
Nobody ever wants to be associated with me.
Hold on, Ronaldo.
Absolutely.
I got something I want to say to you real quick. But your wrists bleed red.
That was pretty wizard and savage. Yeah, but that was a few weeks ago. He's resilient, I'll say that.
This is a
What
podcast,
fuck
Gilbert.
generator? Oh, wow. This is a podcast, Gilbert. People don't pay attention to the visuals.
They're
And
not
even
even.
if they did, they wouldn't be connected to you. It would be Mason's
Can we
visuals.
trade a few things?
Sure.
Now I've got control of this sweet ride. This sweet, juicy ride. Nice and juicy and sweet. And oh dear, dear Lord, for a second I thought I was dragging your carcass along with me, because there was some red streaks and whatnot. But I guess it was just leftover blood. But anyways, first little tidbit of news is that Deadpool's getting a sequel. Yeah, it's already been confirmed. It's probably going to take up the spot of Fantastic 2, which as we all know is never going to happen.
Too bad I won't ever get to see it.
But yeah, it's getting a sequel. Unlike these scrubs, I have actually seen the Deadpool movie, and I can personally attest to it that it is amazing. It's very comical, muy gracioso indeed. I once cried tears of tears. Pretty good. It was a fun time, very comical. Ryan Reynolds, very good. Very raunchy, but very fun at the same time. Good balance of emotion and humor. Very nice film. Very nice film. Very nice film. I gotta say, it's a very nice film. Perhaps, Michael J. Fox. Perhaps it will continue on to be a franchise, as they said in the movie, Deadpool. That sounds like a franchise, and it does. And hopefully Keira Knightley will play Cable in the sequel.
Why?
'Cause
Deadpool?
there are a lot of ones. Colossus?
I'm just so hungry all the time.
My back hurts, my feet hurt, everything hurts.
And Cable?
Scrub?
Yeah. That's Cable. I'm getting chased by the Popo. But yeah, I'm really excited about Deadpool 2. I believe it's going to be written by the same people again, which they did an excellent job with the first one. Hopefully Tim Miller will be directing this again. I think it's going to be a hit, a success, and as long as Fox doesn't meddle with anything they don't know about and try to make it appeal to a wider audience, then it should be good.
That. They should do exactly that.
They should do exactly that?
Yeah.
No. That sounds terrible. Then it couldn't be the movie it was. And that ain't Deadpool. Are you trying to tarnish the good name of Deadpool?
Maybe.
Mr. Pool Dead? Or are you just salty?
A bit of both.
Saltier than the taste of Mama June's mouth? Ronaldo's told me. You know, Mama June, Honey Boo Boo, good times, good times. Actually, it was pretty scarring. It was pretty scarring times.
As I'm sure you recall too well, I haven't always been the best.
Mama June.
Thanks to the efforts of a few of my friends, I've decided to change how I look at things, how I live my life.
I wonder the same thing about my
I don't
family.
know. Sometimes coat hanger abortions are worth it.
All right.
Anyways, what were we talking about?
Get it all back.
Oh yeah, Daredevil Season 2 trailer. They dropped it and it looks amazing. I watched the first season of Daredevil along with Mason, and not along with Gilbert because Gilbert's a scrub, and even though he has Netflix, he never watched it. Oh, you did?
Something's out there.
Okay, so partially Gilbert. You think you did. That's not good enough, Gilbert. Not good enough. Just like Kingpin wasn't good enough for his father until he straight up murked him. Get wrecked. Spoilers. That's what you get. Oh gosh. Oh lord. I am
Whoa.
here.
Get out of my way, you scrubs. Nice.
So yeah, the Daredevil Season 2 trailer dropped, and it's amazing. It is utterly amazing. They released a second part to it just today, but I'm gonna... Yes. They released a second part to it just today, which focuses more on Elektra. But the first part, which I'm gonna refrain about talking about the second part, even though it's killing me with excitement as I just watched it not too long ago. I'm gonna save that
Nick,
for the Sunday podcast.
You should send me a link.
And I'm gonna talk. And the first trailer, it looked amazing. It just features Punisher pretty heavily, and it did great. It looked great. It seemed amazing, brilliant. Gilbert, what are you doing? Are you making a drug deal? Are you giving birth to a small child? It is hard being a single mother, a teenage boy, wise words of a wise man. Yes. Your only love is for authority.
That's me.
Authority. 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 You know about that? Authority. Authority.
Yeah.
Fedoruses.
Fedoruses.
Pretty brilliant, in my opinion. In my humble opinion, I would say they're pretty brilliant. But yeah, the season 2 trailer looked great. Punisher looked cool. Everything we saw looked amazing. It looked like it was keeping me in check with the first season, which was great. It was seriously probably the best comic book show of all time. The Flash is good and all, but Daredevil takes the cake. It literally just steals cake. Well, Jessica Jones does hold up a pretty good fight. I won't decide between the two, but yeah, definitely one of the best comic book movie TV shows of all time.
You know
very,
what?
very good effort.
You know what my favorite one is? My favorite comic book super show is
What?
Supergirl.
Oh well, if we're I'm talking live action. We're including some of them cartoons, some of them cartoons. We gotta throw in some of that Batman animated series. We gotta throw in some of that Justice League series. Gotta throw in some of that good stuff, you know what I'm saying? Batman Beyond.
Oh, is that the old one?
Batman Beyond was good.
Oh no, I just didn't like it because it was old.
The Batman, the animated series, was older than Batman Beyond, and it's one of the best cartoon series of all time. Not even like superhero cartoon series.
Is it bad that I'm taking all these bodies and putting them in like an attic?
What?
I just killed everybody inside my settlement, and now I'm taking their bodies into an attic.
I can believe it. I can buy it. That and what does the fox say? Haunt you in your dreams. Just like Bill Cosby haunted people in Ghost Dad, the comical movie where he's a ghost and a dad. Well, these were nice hauntings. Unlike the haunting of the innocent people's consciousness he did whenever he drugged them. That took a chance the worst. By God, there was an explosion up in GTA land. You folks can't see it. Mason can't see it. But we saw it. And it was great. We were there for the explosion of 83. Yeah. I say we just don't do a topic. No, I'm just kidding. We've seen how topicless episodes go. They're not the best. It's like it's comparable to Chinese water torture. Oh god, the first episode, that was not that we're any podcast masters nowadays, but not that we're podcast masters nowadays, but the first episode, not good. I'd rather have a bobcat rip off my scrotum. I'd rather be drugged into a ditch by George Foreman.
But not George
I don't
Lucas,
know.
because that's still pretty traumatizing.
I'm George Lucas. I'd rather go out for a morning coffee with Bill Cosby. I'd rather shake hands with Michael J. Fox. I'm just kidding. A handshake with Michael J. Fox actually wouldn't be that bad, because it's just an extra shaky handshake. Oh, but but yeah, whatnot. Anyways, anywho, and besides, Magic Johnson has like what, HIV? I don't think that can be spread through. I don't think that can be spread through handshake. I think I do know. By God. What is AIDS hand? You wouldn't want to know. Regardless. So the topic. Who wants to go ahead and gain drawn down to the topic land?
I don't even remember what the topic is.
Well, I remember it, thankfully, and it's the best podcasts. So we're talking about our favorite, be they serious, be they hilarious, be they provocative and thought-provoking, be they just pure interesting, influential, inspirational even. All collected here, all under the same umbrella. We can bring together some of our favorites as a group. These are the podcasts that I look at, and these are the podcasts that inspired us to make a podcast of our own. These are the podcasts that we spent hours of our time listening to that would be better spent honing our social skills, honing our social skills, but were rather spent inside, furthering ourselves away from society, thus ruining our chances of leading a happy life. These are the podcasts that we recommend you listen to if you don't want to be a Ronaldo.
Nick,
So who wants to start off with their favorite podcast? I think Gilbert's got one. Gilbert, why don't you inform the peoples? Hold on, Gilbert. I just got, actually one just popped into my mind. It's the
You smell
Nick!
is cooking.
podcast.
We're gonna get sued.
It's, really good. Suing is my middle name. I had my heart removed with my testicles last summer. I no longer feel pain or emotion. No, really. So tell us a little bit about the Sincast. It's one that I actually don't listen to regularly, but it's one I'd be happy to learn about as I am a listener of CinemaSins. Pretty savage. Well, it's true. I mean, they have lots more viewers than we do. But if we believe in ourselves
Nothing will
and
happen.
believe in the power of the
Captain
internet,
Planet!
we can achieve anything. Captain Planet, he's a hero.
Yeah, but we
We've
already have
already
several.
got 12 Get Wrecked Scrub. Captain Planet, he's a hero. Gonna take pollution down to zero. Captain Planet, he's a hero. He says eugenics are the best. Captain Planet, he's a hero. Gonna wipe out cancerous people. Captain Planet, he's a hero. Bring back the Aryan race, says Captain Planet. He's okay. He hopes to bring back the New World Order. I don't believe in Captain Planet. I think he's a false god. I don't know what I was aiming for whenever I went, oh god, I think I hit someone. Oh, that was... Sorry. Anyways, so yeah, Sincast, they get together, they talk about movies, they joke about movies, they make us look like scrubs. That's cool and dandy. I'm next, and I'm gonna hit you up with my favorite podcast of all time. The one that personally inspired me to want to do this. And that's the Pizza Party Podcast. It's certainly not the most serious podcast, and not the most informative, but it's one of the most entertaining podcasts it is the most entertaining podcast I've listened to. I can turn on any episode, no matter how many times I've listened to it, no matter which episode it is, and absolutely love it. It's just one of those that I think is consistently great. It's just great people talking, just joking around.
I won't know if you'd call it the host,
talking
but
about entertainment.
it's on the
You
channel of Pan Pizza or Rebel Taxi.
Oh yeah, too. Great channel in general. Of course, they do much
Ju-
more than the Pizza Party Podcast.
Similar to
and
Cinema
worth a
Sins in the fact that it has a
Regardless.
podcast and it's popular.
What?
It's similar to Cinema Sins in the fact that it has a podcast and it's popular.
That was completely pointless. You wasted everyone's time, Mason. Listen to Wake Me Up as you cry yourself to sleep in the shower. That's right. Sleep in the shower. Anyways, as I was saying with the Pizza Party Podcast, it's incredible how just great it is on a constant basis. No matter what, I can just turn to that knowing that it's gonna be good. What it focuses on basically is, well, really, it focuses on different things, be it all around entertainment. The main focus being animation. But even though I'm not a huge animation person myself, really anybody can get behind it and enjoy it. It's just a whole lot of fun listening to it. They talk about their news, the portion in which they talk about news inspired our news section personally. I know indeed.
Similar intros.
Their whole policy of just not taking things very seriously, just going out there having fun. Their intro, they're definitely one of the most influential upon myself personally, and I know it's one of the shared favorites among the Fool's Paradise podcasts. What are your guys' thoughts about the Pizza Party Podcast? Yeah. That they'll do Q&A specials, which are always really fun.
Have pretty
They're
neat
just
guests.
interesting people too. I mean, They get cool guests a lot. The main cast is cool. Of course, rest in peace, Ken. I'm sorry, he's dead right now.
Ken deaded.
That was
Ken deaded.
Ken deaded. But we got Stev now. Things are cool. Things are groovy. Mike Will, and it continues to be one of the most important podcasts of my life. I always look forward to it. That said, well, yeah, I mean, I think I've said just about everything there is to be said in praises to the Pizza Party podcast. Genuinely funny, hilarious, great people, great premise, great topics, great podcast. Who's next? Mason, how about you say one?
I mean, I kind of got really recently introduced to podcasts, but one that I like, and I know, Nick, you like it too. I don't know about you, Gilbert, but Hollywood Babylon.
Oh, yes. I think in general, the Kevin Smith podcasts, pretty much all of them, are amazing. He's a great storyteller and comedian of sorts. And so anytime he gets together with anybody or is just discussing that, you can expect it to be a good time.
Isn't he also a director?
Yeah, he's a movie director. He's a film director. We even mentioned him in our favorite director podcast. I
wasn't paying attention then.
And I know he also, I mean, he's done a whole lot of things. He's appeared on The Talking Dead. He's got his own TV show, Comic Book Man. He's done a whole lot. He even had a Clerks animated TV show running it only ran for 6 episodes, unfortunately.
Speaking of Clerks, did you know there's going to be a game?
What?
There's going to be a Jay and Silent Bob game for Clerks.
There's got crowdsourced beat 'em up game that's being crowdfunded, I believe, that's coming out at some point, maybe, I don't know. But point is, moving on to Hollywood Babylon exclusively, it is my personal favorite out of all the Kevin Smith podcasts. He's got a brilliant co-star, Ralph Carmen, that really helps as well, I think. Just they get together, they have a good time. It's also one of the interesting aspects about that is that it's a live podcast. Not in the sense that it's broadcast live, but it's done in front of a live audience at the Hollywood Improv. So it's always fun to see not only them playing off of each other comedically, but also the crowd and the letters that the crowd sends in. The crowd will send in suggestions for impressions for Ralph to do. It's a whole lot of fun. Aside from the Pizza Party podcast, I would say that Hollywood Babylon would probably be, as far as entertainment-wise goes, the second best that I've listened to. A whole lot of good. Just good. It's good. It's good stuff. Some of that good stuff. Some of that dank quality. What are your thoughts on it, Mason? I know, as a newer listener, you don't know as much about it. You haven't been following it for as long.
It's been pretty funny.
Gilbert, you haven't listened to it at all. But what are your thoughts on it, Mason?
Pretty funny.
It's pretty funny?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's all you have to say?
Well, I like Germans.
I like Germans. I like the Germans. Mason.
I've only listened to like half of an episode, Nick.
But it was a good half.
It was.
These are pretty great. Oh yeah, we're bringing Wizard back. We're bringing it back. It's gonna happen. People are gonna be like, wait, what's that mean? And we're gonna be like, it means wizard. And then they'll be confused. And that's whenever we shank them and steal their clothes and money. And that would be hilarious. Do you agree?
Yes.
You should agree. Gilberts, they don't know what we're talking about. It's hop on pop, is that? Oh god, hop on pop, is that what you're talking about? Hop on pop, the Dr. Seuss book, if you insist. What? You've never hopped on pop? You never took a bounce on your dad, your papa? Ever jumped all over your padre? Hop on pop? You didn't? You haven't? Yeah, you haven't even taken a leap. Leap of faith. Do a 5-star frog splash right on. Destroy his appendix, burst it, have to go to the hospital, cry whenever he dies, laugh whenever you get the inheritance money.
No.
It's all the same.
You.
Oh, yeah. Oh Lord. It's the emo national radio. No. I have a boat, and fictions are a scary thing. Yeah, I do. By the way, for those of you listening at home, having us whisper carelessly into your ear in such a sweet manner. This is the ASMR podcast. We'll be giving you hours of relaxation as we give delicious whispers into your ear. This is Mr. Spank Mahoney. Would you be interested in the purchase of some sweaty balls by Pete Sweaty? I'll tell you what, these sweaty balls, they melt in your mouth. They're moist. They're not dry at all. They're sweaty balls. Pete Sweaty. Classic. No, they are not. We are talking about delicious cake balls. They're festive, delicious, probably not nutritious. I agree that. No, you won't, Devontae. What were we talking about?
We're talking about podcasts.
NPR cannot save you from the horrors within. Crawling in my skin. What are we talking about, NPR? Let's talk about NPR. I've never listened to NPR, but it sounds pretty wizard. Oh, whisper talking. Hey, it's kind of like an ASMR Yes. I suicided. Call me Kurt Cobain. Call me Kurt Cobain, 'cause I leave my brain on the couch. You get it? You get it? Do you get it? No. Okay. Anyways, got anything else to say about National Public Radio? Cool. I'll be sure to check it out. It's... You think I can't handle serious things? I once had to choose over giving a coat hanger abortion or strangling a goat live in front of its family. Instead, I chose to invade the Korean Foreign Embassy.
Oh, that doesn't sound like fun.
No, it was not. That was a serious matter. One of the podcasts that I really enjoy listening to, and one of the first podcasts I started enjoying, is the Weekly Poll podcast.
Yep.
Now, I'll admit, as time has passed, I started listening to it a little less frequently. That said, I still really enjoy it. I still listen to it pretty often. I try and catch it live whenever I can, because they do live broadcast it over Twitch, and then they'll upload it to YouTube and whatnot. But it's just a fun podcast once again. But it also gets really into comic books and comic books and whatnot. And if you're unfamiliar with the Weekly Poll, it's basically a collection of all the biggest comic book YouTubers strapped into one, or at least four or five of the biggest are like current guests, like they're hosts and whatnot, and then they'll get guests on they'll get guests on pretty often whenever they can. But yeah, and they just they get together, and it's great to see all these different personalities, all of which are pretty well known, just get together and talk about something they all love. And that's comics and everything resulting from that. And it's really interesting to see what all they discuss, be it something really funny, or something kind of interesting and intriguing and thought-provoking. The Weekly Poll. I definitely recommend it. It was one of the first that I ever latched onto and started watching, really started following pretty religiously. Every week I would watch it. Of course, once I got busier doing things, then started, marching band camp and whatnot. Started missing out on that some, but I've gotten back into it over time. It's a fantastic podcast in all seriousness. It is kind of specific to, I guess, nerd culture as a whole, as opposed to certain podcasts where really anybody can listen to it. But I still think anybody can have a good time listening to it, regardless of whether or not they really know a lot about the source material. Yeah, it is your bad, Gilbert. I was doing so good. I was flying like an OG.
Is it my turn now?
Let me just wrap it up real quick. Weekly Poll podcast, really great people, fantastic cast, good collection of personalities. I recommend it immensely.
Okay, for the one that I guess I like, Weekly Planet.
Ooh, the Weekly Planet. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about the Weekly Planet.
I'm not too sure,
Sir.
but I think isn't it like a movie?
Kind of. It's spearheaded by none other. Oh God, I am on fire. Yeah, it's spearheaded by none other than Mr. Sunday Movies, another kind of really popular comic book YouTuber. Although he more often covers the movie TV show side of things. doing certain stuff, things and fun facts, interesting parts of their history, of superheroes' histories and whatnot. But while it's not a podcast that I listen as frequently or follow as well as other podcasts like the Peach Party Podcast, it's one that I do genuinely enjoy. I think it's pretty funny, adorable. I will attempt.
Hey, Nick.
So yeah, Mason, I know you've listened to it some. What were your first impressions on it?
I liked it. I mean, it kind of also now has a special spot since it was my first full podcast.
Sentimental.
Also, Nick, tomorrow I don't really feel like
it's a chocolate bar.
I don't really feel like editing this or whatever today, so I'm just gonna do it tomorrow.
What? You edit
Like-
the videos?
No, just thumbnail and all.
Oh. That's not really... Oh my god. For a second I thought he like legitimately edited the videos. I'm like, holy crap, Mason, thank you.
Nick, we need a capture card to edit it.
But no, we're too scrubby.
That
Call us
and
Scrubby Johnson.
Logan can't get a Skype.
True. Problems. The problems of the podcasters. Episode 1. I have chronic diarrhea.
You see, it makes sense.
I have IBS, 46 venereal diseases, as well as I cannot gain a capture card without losing a member.
Also,
That
it
is a
makes
problem.
sense though, because we are the podcast with problems.
That's true. That's true. We are the Fool's Paradise. We are the Fool's Paradise podcast. The podcast with problems. Oh gosh, all kinds of problems, really. I mean, we got mental issues. We got physical issues. We all look physically deformed. Quasimodo would laugh at us. We would break mirrors, but the mirrors tend to run away before we can even break them. Yeah. I don't know about you, but I'm related to Mama June. I'm just kidding. That would be a tragedy to be related to that. But then again, you couldn't get any uglier. That's the benefit. Kind of, I guess. There is. Upon second thought, there is no benefit to being related to Mama June. Yeah,
So,
they
Nick,
probably wasted them anyway.
How long have we been
They probably
streaming
got
now,
attacked
do you
by
think?
That one weird, like, child molester that Mama June was dating.
Nick, how long have we been streaming now, do you think?
Probably about 4 seconds.
Like, for all, because I'm not even watching on my laptop.
Why do you ask, Mason?
So I just need to know about how much longer.
Why do you need to know about anything more longer, Mason?
Because I have homework still.
What a scrub.
Podcasts.
I think we've only been streaming for about 30 minutes. Yeah. No, it can't be. At least let me get through some more podcasts. Gilbert, you're up next. You want me to go ahead and introduce one? What a failure. Is it about a suicidal teen who complains about being an American? Is it about communists trying to pretend to be an American? Ooh, the startup. Sounds exotic. Does that feature around Neil deGrasse Tyson? Does he talk about interesting things as he is Neil deGrasse Tyson? Is there any person better than Neil deGrasse Tyson? Who? That is true. Morgan Freeman, the god of the woods. He is a blessing. Dear, we are not worthy of his presence. You shall bow down to me, Morgan Freeman, Lord of the vocal cord. Johnny on the spot. What a disappointment. I was in the movie Transcendence and people still love me. That's why I'm waiting for you, Gilbert. We are talking about the delicious formula. A two-person one. Oh, no, just a one-person. Get wrecked. You fail, you fool. So anyways, Neil... So anyway, no. Neil deGrasse Tyson, Star Talk, fun times, am I right? Fast times at Ridgemont High.
So what is it? What is it? Because I've never heard of it.
Well, it features... Yeah, and science and stuff.
Sounds like something I'd enjoy.
And because he's Neil deGrasse Tyson, he makes it like 1,000 times more interesting and cool. He talks like a person.
Do they?
I think it's pretty reasonable to believe that there's other life. That there's life on other. That there's other life forms.
We've already found microbes on Mars.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a movie named that, Microbes on Mars. Copyrighted me.
We can co-write a screenplay, the three of us, and we'll become billionaires. That's how it works. You just instantly become a billionaire if you make a script.
You made that one with the weird gangster dudes.
Farm Force 5. This week on Farm Force. Billy? Mary Sue just fell off a tractor. We gotta go to the hospital. Then again, we might be better leaving her to have no hospital care. After all, she was a mistake. You just got shot in the leg. Get wrecked. I just killed Gilbert with the tractor, and it was pretty great. Pretty wizard. But yeah, I don't know how you can get better than Neil deGrasse Tyson. Just Speaking of Hot Pursuit, that movie was terrible. Don't watch it.
I want to do a review on it.
It will legitimately murder any children you may have had. If you are pregnant, it's worse than radiation if you're pregnant. Exactly. If you ever want a reason as to why we should never ever trust cops, watch Hot Pursuit. I once trusted the police to keep peace within the realm. I watched Hot Pursuit, and I figured there was no way they could help us. If you ever want an excuse as to why we should never ever trust American cinema, watch Hot Pursuit. It'll ruin all conception of all beliefs of good cinema that you ever believe. If you ever want to see Reese Witherspoon as a good person ever again, or as a good actor, don't watch Hot Pursuit. We once thought America's Reese Witherspoon was untouchable. Apparently, that isn't the case. We were wrong. She was in Hot Pursuit. And if you ever want a reason to hate Sofia Vergara more than you already do, well, I think you know what I'm about to say. What were we talking? We were talking about podcasts and whatnot. Anyways, I think really the final major podcast I want to talk about is ones that were big influences. There are several other ones that I want to get to, but the big one that I want to talk about, and it's a newer podcast, so it doesn't have as many episodes or anything as any of the others. But that's the Elseworlds Exchange podcast. And it features Sal from Comic Pop, and Joel, who was from Cape Joel. And it's just a really interesting but fun. It's even more so than the weekly poll, I might say. It's a balance between really fun conversation and fun moments, as well as interesting topics and interesting talk. Sal was my favorite member of the weekly poll, and he still is, because he kind of keeps a balance between the interesting and the funny. And the Elseworlds Exchange just kind of further proves this, as it's mainly just his show along with Joel, so it's just a fun time. I know I've been saying that I know I've been repeating, I sound like a broken record, repeating myself. Just, it's a fun time, but really, these podcasts really truly are great. They kind of exceed... What?
They're great experiences.
Oh yeah. They kind of exceed what you would expect to get from a podcast. I mean, normally they just kind of, interesting, relaxing, they're okay, but I just kind of find that the ones I've been listing are really, they're just really impressive in the sense that they're almost like an event that you can't miss. They're super entertaining, they're worth watching, they're amazing, they're fantastic. I don't know how else to put it, other than the fact that they're stunning to listen to as far as their achievements in the podcast.
Watch it be like the worst podcast ever.
What?
Whichever one you're talking about.
The Elseworlds Exchange?
Yeah, but I'm just like saying, you're making it out to be all this, but it could just be like a big opinion.
You've listened to it.
I know, it's pretty...
Exactly. You failed. Sure you will. And I'm the king of Switzerland.
Well, then call them. Okay, so is it my turn for a podcast now?
Yes.
Okay. So, I've recently started listening to this one. It's probably the only one I've found on my own, though. But it's called the Ham Radio Podcast.
So tell us about this Ham Radio Podcast.
It's a podcast about gaming.
About gaming?
Yeah.
As in the video games?
Then they're video games.
Then their video games are the devil. You don't understand, they're ratting the youth's brains out.
You're playing a video game right now.
Apocalypse.
You're playing a video game right now.
Crazy fools talk. You're a liar and a cheat, and I don't believe it.
You better believe
Ham
it.
Radio. Does that involve bacon?
Not a
I can
commercial.
get behind that. tell us about this ham radio, though.
I haven't listened
Obviously, it's focused on gaming. Well, what type of gaming? Are we talking about any specific type of
to. I
gaming?
mean, recently they've been
type
doing
of
a lot of.
games?
Recently they've been doing a lot of that. Their Fallout 4.
Oh, Fallout 4, a game that you and I have both played.
It's
a
the game that I'm
good
playing right now, Nick.
Oh, very good. Yeah, very good game, I must say. So what do they talk about?
I don't know. I haven't listened.
What is it like?
I haven't listened to it very long, so I'm not 100% sure.
Oh. Okay. You should probably listen to the podcast you talk about, I'm just saying.
I mean, I listened to it a little bit, and it sounded to be of okay quality. I just didn't have any other
sound too convincing.
I didn't have any other podcasts to name, okay?
You need more experience in the podcast.
Gilbert, it's your turn, Gilbert. Just go ahead, take the wheel.
Take the wheel. Jesus, take the wheel. Except Gilbert. So Gilbert, take the wheel. Well, Gilbert is Midget Black Baby Jesus, or Ghetto Black Baby Jesus, or something like that. Gilbert grew up in the ghettos. Gilbert wears a do-rag everywhere he goes. It's against the school dress code, but
He's just savage.
He's so MLG pro gangster, they just let him get away with it. It's true, it's a true story. So Gilbert, what podcast would you recommend?
Oh, hold on, guys.
What else, Greg?
I gotta take a call. Hey.
Sure you do. Start off. Huh. Expulsion of Jews, you say? From Spain, you say?
Now you're talking about them there video games?
They should make a video game out of it. They should make a video game. So, tell us a little bit about this. Give us a peek. Give us a little peeksies into the average episode.
What? Whoa. You
It's interesting.
you insult Hip you?
You disrespected my religious deity of choice. Oh. As long as you're not insulting Hip Hugh.
You better not be insulting Hip Hugh.
Hip Hugh.
That's racist. Sometimes.
Nathan is pretty racist.
Only sometimes.
Only on Wednesdays.
Yesterday was Wednesday. I'm only racist on Thursdays, Nick. Get it right.
When the little Pablo goes to bed, he dreams of Mason in a white robe.
He
That's
doesn't.
what haunts his dreams.
Pablo's not wealthy enough to have a bed. He sleeps on the dirt. Put
Mike
your left
Tyson
hand in,
punch
put
out.
your left hand
Call
out,
me-
put your left hand
Call
in,
me
and you
Chris
shake
Brown
it
and
all
you
about.
Rihanna, 'cause
You're
you
the
got
best of
wrecked.
this, and then you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about.
Ba-ba-da-bum. That was
Ba-da-ba-da.
musical rendition. Pretty good, I think. I'm pretty proud of it. I didn't do it, but I'm still proud of it. Aw, man.
What a scrub.
No one. Set to no one.
So
How scrubbish. Oh, by the way, if it's some... No, I'm just... Did almost fool you into thinking it was a real thing? Wait, did you get your jimmies in a twist?
my name's not
Your
Jimmy.
panties in a ruffle?
My name's not Jimmy.
Did you get your foot out of place?
I don't have feet.
I'm sorry, you lost him in that freak windshield accident. You got off.
Cupid.
He's ready. He's really committed. He's already
cut-
hacked away. He's hacked so deep into his wrist that his hands are falling off, so you gotta go with the next best thing. He's like Zaz from Batman, where he's got cuts all over his body, like a tally mark. Except instead of a tally for each person he's killed, it's just a tally for each time he's cried.
No.
Oh. Then his body would just be scratches and tallies. You wouldn't even tell that he was a white person. He'd just be red. He'd basically be the Hilltopper blob. Except a lot bloodier. Or a cancerous tumor. Yeah, I don't know. I was talking to him about the Elseworlds exchange, wasn't I? Good stuff. No, wait, Mason was talking about ham radio, wasn't he?
Yeah, but
No,
yeah.
wait, Gilbert was talking about history and whatnot.
Kind of.
Okay, so it's my turn to talk about one of them there podcasts. Now, let me think of a good podcast that I've listened to. Okay, I've come up with one. Now, I know it doesn't appeal to everyone on this podcast. Really, it only appeals to me. But it's the podcast Talk is Jericho. This is one of the more interesting podcasts, I would say. It's got its entertaining moments, but it's more interesting. And I used to be a huge pro wrestling fan, and I've grown out of that since, but I've kind of gotten back into pro wrestling over the years. But the podcast basically centers around him, who he is a retired wrestler, not a retired wrestler, but a wrestler, where he just discusses with either current wrestlers or retired ones and talks about their career and about stories about that and about the wrestling business, about mishaps of wrestling, and And the good thing about that is, that it's its own deity separate, it's its own entity separate from actually wrestling, so it allows them to be the actual person rather than the character. It allows them to talk about the business without staying in character, without acting as their on-screen persona. So you can talk, and they're willing to talk about different things about how they put on a match, how they went through the type of writing on the show. I mean, obviously, pro wrestling is scripted; it's fake, so that gives leeway to talk about the writers, the mishaps and that sort of thing. So it's really interesting because it kind of gives insight on the real wrestling scene as opposed to what we see on TV, which is what I really like about it.
So wait, he's a wrestler, but who is he? Which wrestler?
Chris Jericho.
You never heard of him. Must be some scrub.
Some scrub. It's like, much like The Rock, he bursts out the floor and begins beating us all up.
him and The Rock burst through the window and do the fusion dance. You know, the one that they did for your paper, Nick?
Yes, I remember that. But they don't know what we're talking about, and it's probably better that they don't.
And become a deity.
Mouth shut.
And become a deity of the two.
Okay. That sounds pretty amazing.
And that whole spot.
It's because I'm savage.
Anything I can do? You just stay
Hey.
put. Ready to head back out?
Here, Rex Scrub.
Yet another slice
I don't
No.
mind as long as we're safe.
Anyways, anybody else got some podcasts that they want to discuss? Anybody else got some burning desires to let through?
I got
some
one.
that burning flame passion.
I got one. It's the.
What is it? Is it the Parkinson's podcast?
The Fool's Paradise podcast?
Those guys suck.
What kind of scrubs?
You think they can just start their own podcast? Think it's that easy? Yeah, do you think they can just basically steal everyone's ideas and get away with it? They think they can act all cool and funny when in reality they're just kind of stupid scrubs, no lives, who are never gonna be successful in life, and that are gonna die alone as they sob into KFC mashed potato buckets and end up, unfortunately, the closest thing they'll ever get to marriage is, well, going to their own siblings' marriages and weddings as they cry, hoping that too they'll marry themselves to themselves. And I'd hate to see the honeymoon. Bro, why you gotta be so racist?
Yeah, why you gotta be racist? And just
That was
prejudicing.
racist.
And just
It
prejudice.
was racist to the race of singles. Oh man, I got wrecked. As you can see, you're gonna die alone on the streets, Gilbert. And I'm gonna die alone in the sewers. And Mason's just gonna go missing. He's gonna be dead, but nobody will know how or what happened to him. It'll probably be The Rock, though. I'm just saying, it'll probably be The Rock. Oh gosh. We're not gaining any respect by doing this. We're ruining our chances of getting a job. They're gonna find us up on the internet. They're gonna dig it up. Then they're
Hey,
gonna go
Nick.
to ask us.
What if our job's trying to be like radio talk shows? This might like be better credentials and all.
Maybe. And then once we go to get interviewed, they're gonna ask us a question. It's gonna be really.
You smell what the Rock is cooking.
That's what they're gonna ask. And no, they wouldn't find us because, I mean, we're pretty small. If we ever did make it big, then we would just split the money and each start our own channels, and then we could all make some revenue.
Nick, you're gonna need to
online.
stop it with The Rock, or we're gonna get sued.
That was you.
No, it wasn't. You played it.
I played it multiple times, but that was all you that time.
Okay, so I may have played it through my YouTube. Yes, it is.
Oh, but it is.
You should take us completely
trust them.
serious.
Trust the real guy here. Trust the one true person. The one person sharing his true personality, the big R.
The big R. The big R. You should hire us. I'm 13.
You just revealed our age. Now those pedos are gonna come after us. Mainly Jared Fogle.
He's in prison.
I don't want to get a 6-inch or a foot long for that, man.
Nick, it won't hurt as bad if you just submit.
Look, man, I never get my sandwiches with mayonnaise, but I won't have a choice.
Just submit.
No, they really aren't. Dolphin dive. Drown and chill. That movie, Aquamarine, with the mermaids. Yeah,
I want to be a mermaid.
But it had a Weezer song in it, but it wasn't even performed by Weezer.
I want to be a mermaid. Nick.
Mason doesn't even like Weezer.
I don't.
That said, he probably picked like some of the worst to start listening. Like he listened to El Scorcho first.
Nick, you told me to listen to El Scorcho.
I told you I recommended it, but not as an entry point.
Nick.
Like he didn't like it wasn't something fun and upbeat like Buddy Holly. It was El Scorcho.
Oh, I don't like the title.
Like Jared Fogle?
Oh, yes.
No, it wasn't. I just got sniped by Gel Bar. Sounds
Sorry,
like
I gotta.
getting scared.
I heard.
At least he didn't listen to something from Ratitude. That album was terrible.
It's like Weezer busts through the roof.
Weezer, Chris Jericho, and The Rock all just and Jared Fogle.
Oh.
Valiant effort.
La, 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 la.
Maximum effort. No. Goku. Maximum Overdrive. You think you don't like me now? Wait until I switch into Maximum Overdrive. Oh. The cops hit me.
What?
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think we can get 2 copyright strikes as long as we don't charge revenue.
Yeah. Get some of that bling money. Young moolah cash money, baby. I don't want that hotline bling. That can only mean one thing.
Sounds like he's being autistic.
Well, you would know a lot about that, wouldn't you, Mason?
No wonder he has so many tattoos.
Wait, Gilbert, are you calling Jews autistic?
No wonder he has so many tattoos.
Does Drake even have tattoos?
I don't know.
Neither do I. Actually, on second thought, 3 minutes later, Nick returns. I have seen what I cannot unsee what I have seen.
Yeah, he
What
has
I
some.
have
He has a tattoo of a number on his side.
Oh. No.
For real, he
I
has a
don't ever wanna think
tattoo.
about that.
He has a number tattoo down his side. If that doesn't show he's doing anything, it won't. On his arm? I don't think there's any.
Get Shrek.
The number's 416 though.
Oh man, I shreked myself. I'm my own worst enemy.
He has a number down his side though. I guess that's
That actually
good
hit
enough
me.
proof.
Oh. It's funny too. Got murked like a merkin fool. Sometimes in life you just gotta learn to lay down and let life grab you by the nuts. There it is. That's what Bill Cosby said to me. That's what my Catholic priest said to me. No, I'm just kidding. Have you seen the movie Spotlight?
You are a
It's about
minister,
that.
Nick.
Oh. Low blow. Low blow. I hope you get shot.
Oh, that's not very ministery.
Not saying I don't like it. Just thought I'd clear the air. Never thought a reporter should consider themselves a success until someone threatens.
Did you now?
Let me know if they're. Oh, come on.
Speaking of Digimon,
Oh.
the worst of all the ripoffs. I think I'm gonna drown to death.
Go do that.
Oh. True, but sometimes video game physics defy regular physics. You know. It's nothing.
You know, I think this podcast went pretty awesome. No, we have 6 minutes left, but I think so far it's a pretty good podcast. One of our best.
Yeah.
We didn't
Yeah.
get too crazy, but we stayed on topic too. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't even think
Yeah.
our regular viewers watched it. The only commenters were Nick.
Who's Nick?
You.
No! They found me.
Made it another day in the Commonwealth. Lucky us. Nothing stays hidden forever.
Oh my.
Not if I
Oh god. Oh god. Loud noises.
Make me wanna. Loud noises make me wanna meet the boyses.
Most folks are just looking for a hand.
Oh my.
Christopher Walken. Gilbert, no, copyright.
Actually, I looked up copyright-free music.
Okay. You should have said that before you played it though, Nick.
Probably sounds like crap over the microphone. Have some of that sweet, sweet copyright-free music. What? Oh, did you accept it? I didn't mean to do that if I did. I'll tell you what I did mean to do, and that's wreck some fools. What's this guy doing above us? Yeah, see ya. And you failed. You chose the easy way out. Oh my, the car just exploded. Should I try and murk it? Should I try to murk a cop? Oh yeah, thank you. Are we about to end this? I think we've been doing it for about an hour.
We got 4 minutes left.
Can't wait to get out of
Yeah,
this
we can
podcast.
Feel
we
like
can move
it.
on through that, I think. You want to go ahead and cut it off right here?
I don't feel like
Chop
pressing
off the head of the beast.
I don't feel like pressing a button. Nick. No, we're good,
What?
Nick. Just do the outro, Nick.
Okay, well, thank you guys for watching the Fool's Paradise podcast. It's been an honor here talking about the best podcasts, those that inspired us, those that we love. Thank you for tuning in once again. We love you, all two of the people who watch us in a very usual and close way. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, remember, now this is the plug.
Here, Nick, re-say that because it kind of bugged out and you cut
Now,
out.
this is podcasting.